JFK writes to Mary and tries to have her meet him in Boston. And he says the most incredible things. You might not like this, but I will love it. And you know, it's very much a man pursuing a woman, obviously, from this letter. We know this is an absolutely authentic letter that President Kennedy wrote because, one, it's on White House stationery, two, we've authenticated his handwriting, and three, it comes right from his personal secretary who retained it after the assassination. This letter was written in October 1963, and the president was killed a month later, and we know that Evelyn Lincoln had to remove everything out of the White House when Lyndon Johnson moved in. The pre-auction estimate for this letter was $30,000, but it's got so much attention from around the world and there's so much interest in it. I don't know what it's going to go for, but it'll probably go for a lot more than that. One of the things we have is a 1941 letter written by an alleged Nazi spy to Kennedy when he's in the military, and she talks very lovingly to him that she's in love with him. And the FBI found out about this, and they bugged his phones, and they really thought that this woman, Astrid, was a Nazi spy. It turns out she wasn't, but it didn't matter. Kennedy's father, Ambassador Joseph Kennedy, the ambassador to England, put the kibosh on the whole relationship. A government worker staked out an apartment in Georgetown and knew the senator was coming and going at midnight. And he took a picture of Senator Kennedy coming out of the apartment. Luckily, Kennedy had blocked his face, but we have an extortion letter, a long two-page letter with the photograph in an envelope that says, for Senator Kennedy's eyes only, confidential. And so here is an extortion letter that we don't know what happened to that particular situation, but it did get into the press. I think what's really fascinating about these Kennedy lots and this Kennedy auction is 50 years later, it still brings relevance to today's situation of senators maybe having affairs, of extortion, and just scandal.
Within the past week, unmistakable evidence has established the fact that a series of offensive missile sites is now in preparation on that imprisoned island.
The President and Mrs. Kennedy a warm welcome. The usual welcoming committee presents Mrs. Kennedy with a bouquet of red roses.